Hello everyone, and welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved, where we are currently playing on the Scorched Earth. There's a thunderstorm, and I'm about to do something potentially stupid. There's a couple of mantises here, and I'm pretty sure they're one of the only sources of organic polymer. The other one's at 12, I just checked it. Now, these guys are apparently scary fighters, and I have never dealt with them before. I would actually really like to tame one, because apparently they're really good, but we're gonna take Luna and go for them. They have a pounce attack, apparently. Ay, that would be it. That would be it. Oh, this is terrifying, actually. But they're not as scary as I was afraid they would be. Oh yeah, that wasn't too easy. Yeah, you can see we got quite a lot of organic polymer, actually. At some point, I really want to tame one of those guys, but we want to find a good high-level one, and we also have to fight some death worms, which I might do as well. But yeah, mantises are kind of an appropriate creature for me because I actually used to keep them as pets when I was a kid, so having one that I can ride around on and fight things with and be cool with is pretty awesome. Looking forward to it. It's just a very hard tame that I'm not sure we're quite ready for. Holy cow, that's not even snakes. I thought they were snakes at first, but those are arthropleura, which is worse. They break your armor. That's a snake. And that's a T-Rex, I'm pretty sure. Is that a frickin' T-Rex? The first T-Rex I've seen. I bet we could take that one on with our Argent here. That's a wyvern. That's 104 fire wyvern. Never mind, I don't think we want to be over here. Ugh. That pounce attack fills me with such a visceral sense of dread, because I remember seeing real mantises do that and just yoink. And it's just GG at that point. You get yoinked by a mantis in real life, yeah, you best say your prayers, because it's gonna be the last chance you get. Oh boy, y'all, I think we found a death worm, and I know it doesn't look like it, so this is not my doing. This is a technique that I found while trying to figure out how to find the dang things in the first place. It seems to be pretty widespread through the ARK community. Unfortunately, it works with an Argentavis, because what you have to do is plant your dang beak right in the sand there, zoom out, and look under the map. And I'm not usually a fan of these kinds of methods, but I have no clue how you're meant to find these guys otherwise. Then I think you kind of just fly around low to the ground and see if you can lure him out, and I'm probably about to get the living crud scared out of me in the process. Did I just hear him? No. Well, I guess step 2 is figuring out how to draw the dang guy out. I think he's right in the middle of all these other nasty things, which I don't particularly want to catch the attention of, and oh jeez, he sure was! Ouch! Are you gonna be horrific? Oh, level 1. Okay, I can deal with a level 1, I think. Hey, you stupid. Okay, gotta stay out of the way. So I don't know how tough these guys are gonna be. I'm on an Argentavis so that I can fly away if he's bad. Just gotta stay out of line of the chompers. Man, I don't like you and your creepy crawly little limbages, whatever they are. I don't know how much we're even damaging him, and there's all manner of creepies around the bottom. Oh, he's diving back under. Well, I guess that... Okay, sir, can you not? I'm gonna regain my stamina, because the last thing I want to do is get stuck on the ground with all of those heckers. Alright, so, right behind me. Okay, buddy. Alright, bud. It's getting to be nightfall. This is not the best of time to do combat with this man, I don't think. Hello? Somehow I'm like, ouch! Somehow I'm like de-aggroing him, it seems. Hello? He's moving. Oh, he's moving! Oh, he's trying to catch me is what he's trying to do. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, sir. Alright, sir. You got a heck ton of health. The attacks are not horrific. Except I'm stuck underneath him, and that's not ideal. I want to be above. He's taking a good bite out of my HP as well, which is not ideal, but Luna's handling it like a champ. So I think she'll be fine as long as we don't do anything stupid like run into a wyvern on the way back. Oh, don't go back under, buddy. Come here. Stick around and fight me like a man or a monster. Maybe more of the latter. Ouch! Yeah, he is kind of hurting me. Okay. There we go. Do we get any deathworm hordes? How much prime? Oh. Well, okay then. Is this from you? Deathworm. One horn. You need those to tame mantises, and something tells me we might have to do this a lot more. How much HP did he take down? We got, okay. Oh, that's right. Luna only has about 10. Okay, alright. There is one important thing that we're going to be able to do with all of this polymer and all the supplies that we got from this trip, and that is we can finally craft the awesome teleporter, which is something I've been wanting to craft for a while. So this is one of the quality of life mods that I have installed. It allows for quick travel across any distance, and you can teleport and track your dinos, and apparently retrieve items from your corpse. I did not realize that. Well, whatever the case may be, we're gonna go ahead and put one of these down, and what I'm gonna do with these is we're gonna place one at each major base area along with the homing pigeon flags, just as a quality of life thing, because it is such a pain to transport back and forth in this game, especially because we don't have Quetzals in this. Scorched Earth doesn't have any. So we're gonna be using this, and we should also have access to another storm. Oh, we're there that time. Okay, that's kind of where we were hanging out, I think. That's the remote. Awesome dino tracker. So, oh, it's a good thing we just cooked up a bunch of prime meat, because we should be able to put this on a lot of our dinos now. But with this cooked prime meat, I guess we can make the awesome dino tracker. Let's make one of these. We get a lot of the electronics from the tech creatures that we've been killing. Okay. So, using this on your dino will allow it to be found. Let's just try this with Luna. I hope this isn't incompatible with the homing pigeon leg ring, because we've not actually tried this. Do we use it? Dino tracker. Okay. So this seems to be how it works. Upload, remove tracker, and claim unclaimed personal ownership. Interesting. So now if we go to this teleporter, find dinos. Luna. Whoa. Neat. Alright then. So that'll work similarly to the homing pigeon flag, but the homing pigeon one is probably more... It's gonna be easier because we can set up these flags more easily, and kind of my rule for these teleporters, like I said, we have a few OP things that I don't want to become too OP. We're really gonna only be setting up these teleporters when we have an established base, so we're not gonna be throwing them out in the middle of nowhere just to be able to teleport to wherever in the middle of the canyons. We're only gonna do this at established bases. Also, speaking of established bases, I've been in the process of changing this one up a little bit. You can see I've removed most of the upper level. It's kind of nasty looking right now because I've been in the middle of that. But I'm gonna do this sloped roof around, and I think that'll look better. I've got a few other ideas on how to make it a little bit nicer too. And over here we've got the start of a flyer stable, so that second level's functionality is getting yeeted over there. I'm in the middle of one of the more frustrating taming experiences that I've had, but I think I just found a bright spot in it. I found 116 hyenodon while I've been out roaming the world. Mostly I'm looking for, and of course I dropped him not in the not in the taming pen. But as you can see too, griffins can carry things. Only small things, but they can carry things. All right. Oops, Scarlet, don't go in there. Alright, I don't know if having him in a taming pen is going to work. The last time I tried that, it really didn't. But let's see. I'd like to see if we can tame this guy. I've been looking for either Argentavis, because Luna's not the highest of levels, and she's starting to get close to cap, or more Griffins, because our two are females, and also Scarlet is just objectively better than Aquila, as much as I love her, or dire wolves, and I'm not finding any of them. I found 120 Hyaenodon, but that's not helpful. Also, good health, decent weight, a lot of movement speed, mostly health and weight for this guy, looks like. Okay. Can I sneak up on you without upsetting you while you're in there? Because if so, that might make taming a bit easier. Where are you even? Oh, you're right here. Okay. If I open this, are you just gonna run out and book it? Oh, that did... What the fresh heck? Alright, I guess we'll just tame this guy out here instead then, because it's gonna be too tricky to keep him inside when he just runs up the freaking wall like Spider-Man. Awesome. Love that for him. Where'd he even go? There we go. Let's give this guy a name in a second. I'm curious how he's statted out. Oops, let's get rid of this so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Hey buddy, how'd you do? 27 health, 31 weight, 30 movement speed is not the greatest, but 27 health is not awful. It's I think the best that we have so far, I would imagine, because none of the Hyaenodons we tamed were actually all that high. The good thing about having Griffins, though, is they can actually pick up the Hyaenodons, and carrying them away from their pack will mean that you can even tame the Alpha, which this guy was, because if you don't have a pack, you can't be an Alpha. So, yeah, yoinking these guys with a flyer, it works with the Argentavis as well, means, that you can actually isolate them and be able to tame them better, and that's worked out in our favor for this guy. Should also probably give him some food. But yeah, I don't think I've shown the inside of the stable yet. I keep hitting that button. I don't think I've shown the inside of the stable yet. This is how we've been redoing it. I ignore the gaping holes in the roof and the fact that we're currently overheating. But, I want you to follow a little bit more closely. Find that putting them on low following distance can help. But yeah, we have the Hyaenodons in this stall for now. Sir, can you come this way, please? Oh, sir, what are you doing? Sir. Oh my goodness. Also, are all of our Hyaenodons male? I think so. You're male, 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 male. Alright. We're having somewhat bad luck trying to... How? How on earth? Sir. Keep this up and you're getting named Spider... Okay, Spider Dog. But yeah, this is the inside of the stable. I'm gonna be putting those last roof pieces on. It just takes a lot of metal. I can actually hop up here with Luna and take a closer look at it, because I think having it stay a one-story has been a lot better in the long run. I think it looks a lot nicer this way. I'm a lot happier with it. It just was too much. And speaking of too much, I really hope the build that I'm working on over here isn't going to be, because holy smokes, you guys, this thing is big. As you can see, I've got the start of a layout here, and it's beefy. The whole purpose of it is that this can be our flyer stable. We can fly in and out here, and we'll have stalls big enough for a Griffin or an Argentavis to chill out comfortably in. But birds are kind of big, a lot of them are bulky and take a lot of time to turn, or a lot of space to turn around, so it's not always the greatest to have a tiny little room for them. So I figured we'd want something that's a little bit bigger. I'm gonna put chambers on either side of it for either breeding them or raising babies too. So that's gonna be a heck of a build. Not looking forward to figuring out how to do the roof and the levels for that, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I will figure something out. The interior of this, though, I am pretty happy with. We actually have more stalls in it now that I took down the upper level. We've got this one here. I was gonna give this guy some of this meat, although we do have feeding troughs under here, so that we can fill them up with food. I'll probably put some other storage here too, just haven't done it yet, in case we have extra stuff like the absolute surplus of hide that I'm accumulating. We got our saber-tooths in here. We got our Daedon. Like I said, I got one that was an actual 120, So this is him, this is Pumbaa. He's got pretty good stats here. Very high health, and I started leveling that even a little bit more, but he kind of statted out fairly neutrally for the others. He did get high stamina and high damage though, so that's good. He could be a good breeding candidate. We want to have high, we want to have high stat Daedons so that we can breed them because they are pretty helpful for some of the boss fights. We've got raptors. This one's empty. If we find something else, we can put that in there. We got our direwolves. We have Kalahari and Sahara, are our two high-level ones that we have named, and they've got pretty good stats. I tamed these guys the other day. 31 damage is pretty dang good. Unfortunately, 33 oxygen, though. And, actually, your highest is damage and movement as well. Actually, Sahara didn't tame out very well. But these guys are all lower level as well. They were all level 4 tames. So these guys will be breeding. I think we might try to get one that's just a combination of all the lowest stats, because you can see all the stats here are in food and oxygen, health and stamina, and then health, weight, and damage. So between all of them, it's possible to get perfectly low food, oxygen, movement speed, and probably weight and stamina for the direwolves are going to be the ones that we want to change out. We're probably not going to want a lot of... we don't have to necessarily have to breed for stamina if we're worried about min-maxing them, but we'll see. And then this is just empty. I moved the jerboa army in here so they're closer to the feeding troughs. The army continues to grow. It probably will continue to grow, but I've got most of them out of the house now. We've tamed a couple other tech parasaurs. Mostly I've just done a few little tames that I didn't bother to show because they weren't super interesting. The parasaurs aren't really a significant endeavor to tame. I did keep sonar, satellite, fennec, and radar in here, though, and these guys will be our alert jerboas within this house. So at this base, these guys will be staying here, but you can see we've just got a vulture, and sandstorm is our last remaining jerboa, so let's go ahead and we can just toss you in with the others for now. But that's what I've been up to here. A lot of grindy off-camera stuff. I'm struggling so much, though, to find a high-level Argentavis or Griffins or direwolves. I still haven't found one that's above an 80. I think Luna was our highest tame, and she's at 191. She can't actually level farther than, or too much farther than that. She can get a few more, I think. So I've just been flying around on Scarlet looking for things to try and tame, but unfortunately I'm not having as much luck as I was hoping. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing that, because we kind of want some better teams to be able to progress. Oh, alright, so we're in the right area, but you're not very good. I decided to take a little break from my other tame hunting and go look for thylacoleos, because those guys are also going to be good. So we're going to kill this one. We'll see if it actually does the reason that it's good. We want these guys because, yeah, there we go. We got the bleed effect. That bleed effect is 25% of your health no matter what your health is, which means that it'll bypass the rock elemental's defenses, or so I've heard at least. And that's going to be really helpful because those things take reduced damage from anything that is normal attack. I don't even know where the alpha here is. But yeah, pretty much all normal attacks, rock elementals take significantly reduced damage from, and it's no bueno. Oh. Hello? Are you good? Nope. Well, that's not good. These guys are scary. They can shred through armor, so that's not so great, and that's another Daedon. I found another 116. See, the problem that I'm having is that I can't, first of all, that I can't find high-level things of the ones that I want, but also that I keep finding high-level Daedons, even though I really don't want that many high-level ones. Oh, there's another Thyla. So I'm struggling with a bit of a Daedon curse right now. I'd really like to find something that's good level other than a Daedon. You're level 12. No, cease. Oh boy. Well, I think we want to tame this Thyla, but oh, would you cease? Why are these heckers mad at me? I'm gonna run out of stamina here in a second too, so y'all better not be a problem. But I think we want to tame that Thyla. The issue is that there is, oh, for one thing, a hecker down there. For another, that's a Rex, and I think Scarlet can probably kill it, but it's just not what you want to see in an area like this. That's kind of scary. The good news is the thylas are a little bit less frightening here because they don't perch on things and jump down the way that they do on the island when they can perch in the redwoods. But yeah, we're gonna kill this guy. Also, the reason that I like to get the level 8 is once again for breeding purposes. When you're min-maxing, it's helpful to have some that have 0 stats and the stats that you don't want. And the thyla that I just looked at had 0s in quite a few. So it'll be a good trial run for taming a thyla too. I want to make sure that my method works. It's going to be a little bit dodgier than most, but we really need to make sure that this area is very clear. Okay, I think we gotta do this. Oh, I didn't have it ready. Shoot, 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 shoot. Here, come up here. There it is, trying to figure out how to get up. Once it does... Whoa. Oh dear. Alright, I got bleed. That didn't work so well. We did not get it stuck. Alright. This is not ideal. Oh, there we go, we got it. All right, you need to get out. So we've caught the thyla in a bear trap. That's what I was trying to do. You have to be real careful with those because you can also get caught in the bear traps. And I need to find out, can I pick this up without catching myself? Because if I get stuck in this, I can. If I get stuck in that, okay, I've got the other 2 on me. So now we should be free to trank this guy. And hopefully it won't take too long. Boy, you're an angry looking... Whoa, okay, you can get out of that a lot easier than I thought you could. All right. Oh, boy. Scarlet, get back here. Scarlet. Let me climb on. Scarlet. Oh, my goodness. Did we get up? All right, we did. Get out of there, though. Ugh, that hurts. So these guys can break out of that a lot faster than I thought they could. What in the heck? I thought they had a lot more time of being in the bear trap. Oh, it's down. All right. After that drama, let's have you land. Let's not be in this mode. It is passed out. All right. Fortunately, I had recently killed an ovis, or rather a saber killed the ovis, and I stole from it. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll dump this raw mutton in here to tame it pretty quickly. Yeesh, these guys do not stay out for very long, do they? It's taken 2 feedings, and actually I realized these guys, there we go, thank goodness. These guys take a few feeding, or they prefer cooked meat, so it takes a few feedings otherwise. Now this guy, he's got some pretty colors too, but if we were to try to pick him up with the griffin, it would not work. So in order to get him back, we're gonna have to use the cryopod here. So this was not in the game the last time I played, but I think we can just go ahead and how do I do this? Hold up to a creature to capture it. Oh. Yoink? No. Yoink? Oh, it just takes a second. Oh! And everything in the inventory drops. Good to know. Well, I guess we'll take all this back then. So now, if we look here, you can see we've got a thyla in the cryopod. You can actually see a bit of info about it, too. Throw to deploy can be recharged in the cryo fridge, which we don't have, but they last for a good long while. So, we can now bring this guy back on Scarlet here, and I am gonna go back. I was hoping I'd be able to tame more, but I'm kind of glad that I found a low-level one, because that could have gone a lot worse if it was a high level. Apparently the bear trap method, I think what happened is that he managed to bite it and hurt it, because I thought they were supposed to last like 10 minutes at least, and that did not happen. So I think the new method is gonna have to be to try to trap it in like some kind of taming trap, or to bear trap it, and then while it's there, I think maybe put some foundations around it, or some walls around it might be the way to go. So I think I'm gonna stock up on materials. Okay, oh goodness, I guess he had to go. So we've released this guy again, and go ahead and give him his stuff back, but those cryopods are gonna be really handy for moving stuff around. I have to rethink how to tame these guys though, because I don't think you can bola them, and I'm pretty sure that we may just have to trap them the way that we have with a lot of our, the way that we've been doing for a lot of our flyers. Alright, we're back again, and we're actually using Luna this time, and I think, do we want to go for this one? I think we might. It's another level 8. But the reason I brought back Luna instead of Scarlet is that Luna has a little bit better stamina, not quite as good of health, but much better melee damage. And we're going to be trying a different taming method, which is one that's apparently a bit more of a known one, and I think we can actually put it together here. So, this is, again, not my design. This is something that I looked up and heard from other members of the ARK community, so not mine, but this is apparently much more of the accepted method. We'll see if having the windows helps. I like windows and things so that I can better access them, but apparently you can just trap a thyla in a box like this if you lure it in correctly, and... Where'd you go? No, 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 don't you fall. If we get you to follow right up this way. Ouch. Oh! I've been lied to. Alright, we're gonna try to modify this. You gonna go up and fall in? Come on, buddy. You're almost there. Nope. You might be too smart to get around it this time. Oh, I think that worked. Are you actually stuck? Okay, so the trick is to just... Can you get out of there? I don't like what you're doing over there. The trick seems to be just to make it a little bit wider. Yeah, you can bite that, buddy, but it's stone. This one's just a level 8, so we should go down pretty quickly. But hopefully then the only problem is we either have to build more of these or we have to lure all of them over here, but it's fine. It's better than trying to tame them without this, because gosh, that'd be an actual nightmare. Ooh, boy, hello there. I'm glad I saw you before you jumped me. Alright, let's see if we can get you to give chase. Whoa, goodness gracious, yeah, you're gonna hurt. These snakes are gonna follow me too. We're not too far from our other catcher. I was attempting to build a second one. Are you gonna keep chasing? Oh, yes, yes you are. Alright. Where did we put our little yoinker box? Right down here. Did you chase me? You did. You gonna come get me again? Yep. Alright, so let's make sure we swing a little wide. You gonna go, ooh, don't wanna get bitey-bited. Right up here? Perfect, alright. That wasn't too hard. How are you? Are you good? 25 health, we like that. Second highest is weight, which is not probably the best, but it's not terrible. I will take what I can get. And how about you take a nice little nap? Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. And I see 34 health, which I think 34 is the highest any of our creatures have gotten. And he also has 34 weight, which is less good for, less good for breeding, but actually very practical. I do like a good weight stat when we're out, when we're out running around. So we're gonna keep this guy for sure, I think. He is gonna be a good potential start to our breeding program. So let's go ahead and we can yoink him. Oops, how do I do this? There we go. We will yoink this guy for now, bring him back home, and hopefully, there we go. We've got another one. He reminds me a lot of Scout. He looks a lot like Scout, and that's pretty cool, but he is a male, so we'll have to think of a different name for him. But I'm gonna keep running around, see what other thylacoleos I can find. Hopefully we'll find a few other good ones. I'm kind of glad he jumped out and roared at us, because I was not expecting to see him just chilling there. But 112, ain't too bad. Alright, so these are the creatures we ended up taming. I gave the Thylas names at least, just because they kind of stood out to me. So we have Bumble, who looks like a little bee. This is the first Thyla that we tamed. You can see again, he's going to be one of the ones that we breed to get the 0 stats, so that we can optimize for the stats we do want. We'll go ahead, we'll put some levels in as well. I'm probably mostly gonna buff health. Oh yeah, they get a good amount of health for each point, it seems like. Pretty decent, at least. But I'll probably pump health for the 2 that are not that strong, which also includes Peppermint here. So named because, yeah, Peppermint looks like a candy cane. So, very, very, very cute little one. Again, we're probably going to want to breed for the 0 stats, because you can see there's that 0 in food. So between the 2 of them, they cover the 0 stats for everything except for health and melee are probably the ones that we'd want to breed for. And then Sentinel here has 34 in health and 34 weight, which is going to make him useful for running around in, but probably even more useful for breeding, which actually gives him almost 700 weight, which is pretty dang good. And I think we'll want to probably boost a lot of melee starting off. Maybe, well, we may not necessarily need to, because the big thing is going to be that bleed effect. That's what we want to use on rock elementals, which is why these guys are so important. So I'm curious. We've got a rock elemental here, and we've got pretty good movement speed, so I think we'll be okay. But I just want to see what the bleed attack does when we use it here. I suspect it'll be pretty good, and yes, it is a heat wave. I'm ignoring it because it's not that hot. I think. All right. Oh, as long as we don't get stuck in the rock elemental's rock form there, that would not be good. Whoa, he does have a ranged attack. Good to know. All right, we were able to bleed him. He is injured, it looks like. As long as we don't waste our stamina. Oh yeah, we're able to juke this guy just fine, pretty much, as long as we don't get stuck. Ooh, that hurt. That actually didn't hurt all that much. Okay. Whoa. That might hurt more. Whoa. We are kind of stuck, though. Okay, we've taken a little bit. We've got like 5,000 some health, though. This is probably not the end of the world. How is he doing? He's down a little bit. And the good thing about the bleed effect is that it's a percentile, I'm pretty sure. So it's not just that it does X amount of damage. It will always do 5%, I'm pretty sure, which is why it's been such a pain to deal with for our flyers, because it doesn't matter how much health they have. Whoops. They always take 5%. And so even though Scarlet and Luna are really, really powerful and have a lot of health, like 15 and 20,000 health, they're taking 5% of that each time. So now we finally get to use that in our favor. Oh yeah, we've been wearing this guy down. Because rock elementals take reduced damage from anything that isn't, I think it's like certain types of projectiles, like cannonballs and stuff. Ouch. Then that makes it a lot more difficult to damage them, so just biting repeatedly is not going to be all that good. It's a lot better to do what we're doing here and to try and dodge around him. Ideally, whoa. Ideally we get behind him and bite, but I think he's getting kind of hurt. Oop, now is not the time to take a poop. Don't ask me how the bleed attack even works, by the way. I don't know how the rock elemental is able to bleed. Do we kill him? We killed him, I think. I probably can't harvest him with this guy, can I? Can I harvest him with a pick? What does he give me? Obsidian and metal. If I do with a hatchet, does it give me anything different? About the same. Oil and crystal as well, and a lot of it apparently. Wow, how much do we get from that? 65 metal, 52 obsidian, 35 crystal, and 47 oil. That's not bad. And how much damage did you take? You're healing up pretty fast. It's about 1,000. That's not too terrible, although we do have a good saddle now with good armor as well. The other cool thing about the thyla is that I believe they're pretty dang maneuverable, because if you remember from the way back in the first ARK series, yeah, these guys used to climb redwoods, and holy cow, even though they're not flyers, they can still get around. Oh, maybe not quite up that one. Oh yes, all the way up. Wow, that was quick too. Yeah, they might not be flyers, but they still can get around the desert pretty well, despite all of these really tall, steep cliffs. So if we can get, I'm not entirely sure I want to take Sentinel everywhere, because he is a wild tame. Even when he levels up, he's going to be a little bit more fragile, but if we can breed some super thylas, then these guys are going to be absolute madness. This is a little bit of a harder wall to climb for him, it seems like. Whoa, careful, buddy. All right, we are back here at our little taming pen with a bit of an unusual case, which is to say I've had need of a particular creature, so I went out in the desert and yoinked one, and you might see through the fence that we're talking about a dung beetle. Now, these guys are a passive tame. You just sneak up behind them and you give them poop, and that tamed it completely. All right, I did not know if one was gonna be enough. But yeah, these guys are super helpful because you can fill their inventory with poop and they'll convert it into fertilizer. I don't know if they need any other ingredients, I'll have to check on that. But we're starting a bit of a farming area, so I figured it would be good to finally get one of these. Was that too much poop? Are you encumbered? Oh, mercy. All right, yeah, maybe we'll take a little bit less. Oh, your weight is, really low. Good to know. I did not know that that was gonna be an issue. Oh, it seems my luck has finally started to turn if I can figure out how to get up here. I found a level 116 Argentavis, and it's male. I've lured it over here with Scarlet, and now I'm gonna lure it farther on foot, storming like heck. I wanna get you to the taming trap. To be honest, I could probably just outrun this guy. Oh, you losing interest? I don't think so, buddy. Oh, the bad part about this is that he's gonna go up where I can't get him. There we go. Nope. Come on, buddy. Come on. Stay focused. Just gotta make sure we actually get into the trap. And then I'll make sure that those guys are not too close. Where are they? They're, oh boy, they are right here. Okay, whoa. All right, we need this open. Open, please. Close, please. There you go. Whoa. Oh, I hope they didn't notice. He is stuck, though. Are these guys far enough away? I don't want them to go beat the crud out of him because I know that they're fully capable of doing it. Alright, I'm gonna knock this guy down. You know I dearly love my Luna, but she's not the greatest of levels, and to be perfectly honest, I would rather she retire naturally and live a full, good life and eventually have a replacement than die and go down in history that way. This... I'm not sure I'm the fondest of this guy's coloring, but he'll do well enough, and I'm thankful that he's a male because at the very least we can breed them and try to see if we can get some of Luna's colors to carry on. Hopefully stats... I don't actually know what Luna's stats are, at least her hereditary ones, but they're probably not all that good if she was only an 80. I didn't actually take a close look at this guy's stats either. I just got excited because I saw a 116. So hopefully he doesn't turn out to be a bum. Okay, not bad. I was a little worried seeing his pre-tame stats, but that's a 34 in health, and I'm pretty sure that Luna has in the 20s, so this is an improvement. 31 in food is not fantastic, but, you know, it's for an early gen, it's not unreasonable. Also, 23 melee, I think that's pretty good. So I think this guy's gonna be a keeper. We'll probably start using him as our main bird instead of Luna, and we'll give our dear lady the lovely retirement that she deserves. But I'm gonna bring this guy back, get him a little bit situated, and I think then we'll wrap up and take a look at the progress that we've made, because I think this episode might be getting a little long. Well, we've finally got our second Argentavis, and his starting level is very nearly what Luna's current level is, so I think it's high time for her to retire. I know, my dear, but trust me, you'll live a very safe and happy life here. And Hailstorm, although his stats are not quite the absolute beast that Luna's are, she has 13k health. We're gonna have to worry about training him up to match that, and her melee damage is already up to almost 500 as well. We're gonna have a better head start on it, and better stats to pass on as well. His stamina's a little bit better just naturally. His weight's not quite as good, and his movement speed isn't quite either. But all in all, I think this guy is going to be a good addition, and I did name him Hailstorm because that greenish color kind of reminds me of the color of the clouds during a hailstorm, and he was tamed during a storm. So, speaking of Luna's retirement, though, I may have got a little overboard with this build, but it's coming along. This is going to be our flyer stables. You can see a bit more of the floor plan. This side is going to be mirrored onto this. I just haven't finished getting all the materials. The whole idea is that we've got this area here. Once I make this a little bit of a longer landing platform, you land here, you can enter the stables. You've got a lot of these little individual stalls here, but you've also got rooms off to either side where we will be able to breed or raise babies. I'm going to be adding some air conditioners for climate control. We will have to figure out how to get electricity around here, though. I might just make it a generator that turns on and off. Oh, and he's got his first level up. We're going to sink that into health. I might just run it off a generator that turns on and off, though, because power on Scorched Earth is a little finicky, and I'm going to honestly try to keep things low tech in whatever areas it's possible for us to do so, because I don't really want to mess around with it. So we'll see how far that goes. I did also finish this build here that I don't know if I mentioned I was working on, and I finally caved and installed Structures Plus. I kind of had an aversion to that mod because I think that was the one that glitched on me the previous time, but I'm happy I got it. We got this nice, lovely greenhouse here. It can get very hot in here, by the way. We have Stinky, our dung beetle, who is hard at work making more fertilizer. I gotta get you some more poop. And we're also starting to get some of these crops growing, which is gonna be good as well. We're gonna need these because I want to start taming and raising ovis as well, if we can find them. Those are the sheep. And they eat sweet vegetable cake, which you need these special crops for. You can make that in a cooking pot. And you can see if we go in the house here, I left my door open, I gotta get out of the habit of doing that, that we've got quite a few of those in here, and we've got some of the sweet vegetable cakes as well. So we're starting to build that up. We're starting to make some jerky, all kinds of different things. We've got these crops. We can also tame equus with these, and herbivores in general just tend to like them. So we're making headway towards some of the higher tech things. However, I do think I want to start at another base, which is kind of a problem because this one ain't done. And we got a little work left to do here, especially with the flyer stable, but I think we can start gathering resources because I really want somewhere in the mountains. Trying to cart around supplies and going up into the dangerous mountains has been a struggle, and now that we have the thylas, it's going to be a little bit safer. Also, just look at these guys. They're so cool, but they look so menacing. Sentinel here really does look like he could just bite the crud out of you. They all do, and it's honestly a little bit scary to have them all following me. I've been using them as pack mules a bit as well because they have a very high weight stat. Even these guys have 400, which is not too bad. But all in all, I think we need to start setting up a more reliable source of metal and stone. The problem is we probably want to build out of metal tier stuff, which is its own challenge, but if we don't do that, the rock elementals could attack our base and anything within it will not be safe. And we can't have the thylas defending it all the time. That's mostly going to be if we need to go in and take something out. We've also got this windmill over here, and this is what I was talking about when I was mentioning some of the things in this mod are kind of OP, because we can actually place down water veins, and they do work, and we can actually drink from this windmill here, you can see. Now, being able to do that kind of defeats the purpose of Scorched Earth, so I've set a rule for myself with that. I can only put them when we're in proximity to an existing vein. And if we come over here, of course, we have our well. So we could run pipes from this. It would just be a much more cluttered mess to do it. Because we have that capability, we can place one down for the sake of aesthetics. And this actually is piped to the greenhouse. It has a little reservoir there as well. There's piping that runs through here, but because of Structures Plus, it's actually invisible, and there's also piping that runs through the floor. You can see there's internal pipes that I don't want to remove because that'll break things. And we have these really neat planters that actually, you can see I'm working on putting these together. They're expensive as heck, which is why I haven't finished putting them in, but they work really well for the aesthetic. So we'll probably have a mixture of Structures Plus when we need to run piping or wiring through walls as well. I also keep taming tech parasaurs. I don't know why, I just keep finding cool ones, and I really can't, I don't know, I can't bring myself to leave them be half the time. So we're on day 39 now, and I've reached level 100, so we're getting there. I'm just taking my time about it. I like to take my time and build and make cool structures, set up good infrastructure. That's kind of just the way that I roll. But I think we are going to go ahead and call this episode here. The base is shaping up, but we've got more work to do. And hopefully next time we'll be able to start setting out and working on another base somewhere else. I just want to set up a little bit more before we do that, and I'll try to do some of that off camera so that you don't have to sit around and wait for me to build. The building in this game, oh, it can be so frustrating. There's still holes in this roof for a reason, but the new stable's looking a lot better than it was, I think. I just have to finish up some details on the inside of the roof there, and that way we won't get blinded whenever we come in here. But we're going to go ahead and leave this off here for today, I think, because it is getting to be about that time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay. Over and out.